days later, that was revealed to be a fake tweet. But if the Dodgers pull it out, well, the Toronto, I don't know that Canadian teams get invited to the White House. But if the Dodgers pull it out, there's some question as whether they would even. They probably won't get invited because they probably won't come. The Dodgers already had a little mini showdown with ICE at Dodger Stadium. ICE wanted to use the parking lot for ice staging, and the Dodgers said no.
I think the team, even if invited, probably will decline the invitation anyway.
Yeah, so they're not going to the White House.
Yeah, they're not going to the White House. I want to hear what Dr. Sharif has got going on in his part of the world. But before I get to that and everything, the other thing I got to tease you about on a lighthearted note and everything is apparently, because I know that you've got a nice collection of certain liquors and everything, Sasha, and everything. Apparently, you can survive a fall in the French Ravine because that's what the person that fell in the French Ravine said. That the only reason they survived is that they had a bottle of wine that they were keeping with them, and that wine got them through the fall and everything like that. So I'm thinking that you probably, if you were on a trip, would have something in a bottle as well. So you might be able to protect yourself just like this man did, because they were saying that that's the only reason that they survived, was they had a bottle of wine in a bottle when they fell a massive amount of distance and everything like that. So I'm thinking you and Rick probably could survive, and maybe even Sharif. Sharif might have some wine in his house.
No, I stay off of mountains now. I had a bad experience when I was a kid. So,
what happened when you were a kid?
My friends and I climbed Long's Peak in August, and I hadn't been up there, and I thought, well, it's August, so I just wore my jean jacket, and then it started to rain, and then I got altitude sickness, and then I got hypothermia, and my friends found me kind of just like mumbling to myself, and they had to pitch a tent. They had to grab me, take me into the tent, strip me down, lie on top of me to bring me back. So,
wow. Well, this cyclist fell 130 foot, fell down 130 foot Reagan. That is not a short fall, but they survived 3 days by drinking that wine that they had. So maybe that's what they needed to survive.
Actually, I'd like to notice that in Canada, liquor, wines, everything is sold in specialized liquor stores. Mm-hmm. They're owned by Canadian corporation and so on. Although lately there are some stores that are allowed to sell beer and wine, but it's still in LCBO, so-called Liquor Ontario Board. Anyway, so there are now a lot of shelves where it used to be sold. They go by section, for example, Italian wine, French wine, Argentinian wine, liquors from different countries. USA section, empty shelves, not even a single bottle, and a big sign, buy Canadian instead, period. It's in all provinces, starting from British Columbia to Quebec and to maritime provinces and everywhere else. So this is how U.S. benefits, quote unquote, from Trump's tariffs policy.
Well, apparently Trump benefits by getting a lot of gifts, because apparently he got a crown and he got some weapons and he got some apparently some dancers performed for him.
Let me go back to liquor for a sec.
Yes.
The percentage of people who drink in America is at an all-time low, except maybe for prohibition. That in 2023, 62% of Americans, adults, reported drinking. It's down to 58%. And this is part of a trend of Gen Z, younger generations are pulling back from everything, from sex, from coupling up, from having babies, because we're more and more involved with our tech, and less involved with the old school pleasures of the world.
Hey, Nick, I got a question for you and everything.
I was just going to jump in real quick. because I came in at a bad time, and I see we're on a serious note, and everybody's serious. So at this moment, I'm going to break everything up because it's going to be kind of funny. Because when I came in, and knowing who Rick is, knowing what Rick and I talk about, and talking about sex and babies and naked ladies. When I came in, Rick was talking about somebody laying on top of him, and that's all I caught. And so where my mind went, we were talking about.
Yeah,
I'm glad I kept quiet and listened, that it was more of a serious note, because what I heard, I came in, and the first thing I hear, I woke up and somebody laying on top of me to wake me up. Okay,
yeah, your mind was going into the gutter and everything like that.
It is Freaky Friday on Halloween.
It is Freaky Friday, and it is Halloween, and I've been putting up some of these different banners just for the fun of it and everything like that. But Nick, I got a question for you and everything like that. Since you are a proud royal, you say you are a proud royal and everything like that. So, what is this whole banishing of Prince Andrew is going to do with the royal family and everything? Are they going to start banishing other people as well? Because apparently these memoirs came out and they just said, "Hey, we're going to banish Prince Andrew. He is no longer a royal. He's no longer a prince, and he's going to have to." He's been evicted from his royal mansion, so they're going like, "You got to get out of here. I'm sorry, you're not a royal anymore."
Yeah, that's way too bad, isn't it, Mark? That does happen. That happened to my ancestors. They got banished in the Battle of Dunbar. Got rolled over.
Crazy.
What can you do? Well, welcome to royalty.
What's crazy is the FBI said that 100 girls and young women were victimized in the Epstein sex ring, and besides the dead guy Epstein, the former Prince Andrew is the only guy to have suffered consequences from the sex ring that went on for 2 years. He gets caught, he gets off with a slap on the wrist, and it goes on for another, 4 or 5 years. So one woman is in prison for it. One guy's dead, and one guy doesn't get to be prince anymore. Yet 1,000 women had their lives wrecked by sexual predators. It's freaking crazy.
Well, the saddest part of the whole thing, and which I think because of what happened with Prince Andrew, or with Andrew now,
right?
Him being held accountable, and nobody here is being held accountable. Matter of fact, an individual that should have been held accountable got made president. So it's I'm hoping, and it looks like there's starting to be another groundswell of trying to get people to be held accountable because of what happened with Andrew. And hopefully that'll happen. That'll keep going here.
So Nick can comment on this, but like some of the dynamics of how these women got roped into this, and girls, is Palm Beach has some very rich areas and some pretty poor areas. And they would, groomers and predators, they look for easy marks. And so they would invite these poor girls into the world of richness and a fantastic island. And the girls thought they might make some real money, not being sexually molested, but by doing like legit work of some sort. And so with 1,000 girls roped into this, you not only have the girls who have lifetime trauma from the sex part, you have girls who probably have trauma because they were urged to invite their friends into that world. So the girls were used to recruit, and the whole thing is just icky as heck.
Yeah, it's very icky. Speaking of icky and everything along those lines, what is our thoughts? And this is for everybody, and maybe even Dr. Sharif will have some thoughts as well. But apparently, the current president says that he wants to resume nuclear testing. And I know that sometimes people are like, don't worry about nuclear bombs. They won't happen. And if they do happen, a certain amount of people will die, but maybe some of us will survive and everything like that. But what is the notion around him?
It's freaking crazy and stupid. Now, Putin is claiming he's got a new supersonic missiles that go super fast, can't be intercepted. And the trouble with reacting to that is missiles already can't be intercepted. That there's a movie out called A House of Dynamite, which shows what happens if you launch even one nuclear missile. we have interceptor missiles, but they only have one interceptor missile has a 60% chance of hitting the missile fired at your country and knocking it out, which means you have to fire multiple missiles, like 5, to have a 98% chance of knocking out a nuclear missile and saving a city from being blown up. You need to fire 5 of these missiles. The trouble is, we only have 44 defensive missiles. So if a country launches more than 5 or 6 nukes, 2 of them are going to get through at least. So already it's impossible or really difficult to knock out. So the idea that we're getting into an arms race again because of a new missile is stupid.
So the even dumber thing is the fact that all these tests, because he is just thinking of the whole power dynamic of seeing stuff blown up. There was actually I saw a show with one of his individuals that used to work for him before, and he is fantasized about blowing stuff up. And that's what he wants to do because he sees that as a show of strength. These tests can be run in simulation and don't have to actually happen. And that's the thing, is that's what's been done in the past, is they've been run in simulation.
Well, U.S. is losing its world dominance in finance, in technology, in every aspect. So how they can remain the leader of the free world and not so free world or whatever, they have to prove that they can do something extraordinary that no other country can do. And since it cannot impose its will on other nations with Star or with international trades or financial engineering or just almost anything, there is nothing. There is nothing. All these books of whether U.S. will be superpower by the 2040. How about 2025? What makes U.S. superpower today? Nothing. So they have to do something extraordinary to shake everybody. It doesn't matter that Russia and China can do their own nuclear tests, but U.S. is first. They did their nuclear tests. Okay, here is in Pacific Ocean one, here is in Arctic Ocean one, here is a nuclear test, one after another after another. Okay, then China will repeat the same thing, and Russia will do probably something. Okay, so, but U.S. is first. U.S. is on top of it. U.S. started it, and U.S. doing more than anybody else. This is U.S. superpower. That's how they prove that they are.
Yeah, well, I hate to disagree with my esteemed colleague from Canada, but the U.S. is still a superpower. It has a GDP of about 30 trillion. The number 2 country is China with 20 trillion. We have 5,000 nuclear weapons. Russia has 5,000. The European Union has 500. So like it or not, the U.S. is still the big mouth, as they would say in Yiddish, whether you like it or not.
With your great
Canada is just having their feelings hurt because they've been recognized for the dinky little country that they really are with a big landmass. But
if we have a nuclear exchange, Canada is the one North American country that maybe survives because you guys have all that wilderness to the north, and all of Canada can haul ass north to avoid the belts of fallout.
Yeah, but there's no one who lives there. I mean, I've flown over that many times, and all it is lakes and empty marshes. It's like the Siberian outpost. No one lives in that part of Canada.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point, because as Rick is talking about, and honestly, as global warming continues, that's actually where people are going to have to go. So saying that there's nobody there just means that there's space where I can move into. So it's not a
you live in currently a cold frozen tundra is most of their landmass. That's what it is. And their population isn't big.
Due to rising temperatures, California, those areas will become more livable, because right now temperatures are rising.
That's been my argument. So that's who cares about climate change. Just go to Canada. I'm going to buy some property in Scotland. And I go, it's cold there. That's the reason I wouldn't buy it. But guess what? Because of global warming, Scotland will be nice, so I don't have a problem with it.
So,
Well,
I mean,
speaking
Canada
of,
is actually a great country as well. Canada is a really great country. They have a lot of great things going on there, especially, I mean, even in their fusion technology and some other healthcare things. So Canada's a great country. Saying it's a decent country is actually a bad thing.
Plus, Canada has underground cities. Edmonton, I think Calgary, they've dug pedestrian tunnels. So in the middle of winter, when it's minus 15, you don't have to go outside.
Yeah, because it's cold. So they'll survive the nuclear holocaust because they'll be underneath the ground.
Yeah.
And also, I will point out, I will have to say that Trump did not get his idea for his underground bunker up under the trashy ballroom from Canada, even though Canada has some technology underground. No, he got it from Germany, historical Germany. If you look up who did it first with that idea and where he's getting many of these ideas from. Mark, did you bring up the cutting of the refugee program that he's doing to fit in that whole thing as well?
I did not, but go ahead and bring it up.
Where Donald Trump is cutting down from, I think it was 120,000 refugees that we can accept down to 75,000. And
no, 7,500.
Oh, yeah. 7,500. And those are to be white people from South Africa, or the majority of them are supposed to be white Africans.
Trump thinks that white people in South Africa are an oppressed minority. So he's making it so he's cut the number of refugees, that is people fleeing from political strife, from 100 by almost 95%, and the remaining 7,500 people, most of those allowed in will be poor, oppressed white people from South Africa.
And think of that visual. You're deporting brown people, coming in with the military and attacking brown people, putting brown people in these, just kidnapping them, and even citizens, having them come out naked in the middle of the night, but then saying, "Hey, these white people can come in."
Yeah, I hear you.
What does that say?
Yeah, that's not a good. Not a good look. We got Steve here and everything. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm late. Middle of the campaign for Tuesday's elections. But I think this is really interesting. I think that I really agree with Jacoby here. I mean, I think it's so hypocritical to say you're gonna target brown people and black people, but then people from New Zealand or Norway or South Africa can come in. I mean, at the end of the day, honestly, I think one of the problems the United States has faced is that we're not really looking at the reasons why people are fleeing. Normally refugees are coming in seeking asylum, political asylum, where they're facing persecution, torture, and there's not enough resources to accept all these people coming in. But the situations are so bad, they don't have anywhere else to go. And so I think from the foreign policy perspective, why are we not seeing more, we're giving Venezuela money when we should be out there trying to figure out a way to get this dictator out, because he's just hurting the people of Venezuela. I went to Venezuela 25, 30 years ago when it was a democracy. I lived there for a few months. It was amazing. And so when the situation is that bad, people are coming. So, but this doesn't do anything to solve the immigration issue. I mean, I think that, you could have different, I mean, we've talked about this ad nauseum, but I think this is just, it's political gamesmanship. It's using immigration as a political football. It's obviously working for the Republicans, but I hope these moderates out there, if there are any left, even in the Republican Party, including Tom Tillis, our U.S. Senator, is to fight this. I mean, he doesn't have to worry about running again. But, I mean, everyone else is so worried about running again. They're agreeing because they don't want Trump to primary them, right? Meanwhile, China's calling for free trade. I find that interesting. Z is now saying he wants world markets to be free. So, I mean, looks like he's kowtowing a little bit to Trump. So.
No, kowtowing. What he's doing is he's filling the void that Trump created.
Yeah,
because we're supposed to be
That's
trade
what I-
war. And now they're saying, hey, look, this is how you built and became this world leader and world dominator in the trade world and in the economic industry, because we're number one, and we keep yelling that we've been taken advantage of when we're still dominating the world. But now, because of what Trump is doing, the dollar value is dropping, and she is coming in. Hey, look, hey, come here, trade with me. So he's filling that void, and that's going to hurt him.
This push for whiteness in America, one way of looking at it is a last gasp of the white majority, because the U.S. is on track to become a minority majority nation in the early 2040s. That is, whitey will be less than 50% of the total population, which is already the case in some great American states. California, whites are less than 50%. Texas, Florida, Georgia, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and then some other states are borderline that. New York, your state, North Carolina, Virginia, Illinois, and those states work great in a lot of ways, but whitey is shitting his pants because he doesn't get to have as much control as he used to.
Rick, is that part of the reason? Hold on a second, Rick.
For Halloween, I'm going to be a white man.
I hear you.
I'm white. It feels great. It feels great.
I mean, that is the sad reality that
feels
we're
great
right now.
I don't care. We're all the same, white, brown, blue. I love all of you. Right?
Well, that's the sad reality that we're living in, and we don't want to address that sad reality because
can we get Sasha? I want to. It's so good seeing you, Sasha. Sasha, can you give us a little opinion of what you think? It's good to see you, my friend. Happy Halloween.
Likewise. What was the question, Steve?
I mean, what do you think of all of this, Sasha? I mean, you're a smart man. I mean,
all of it. Okay.
And you're a white man, Sasha. I think you're white.
Well, he's the whitest guy on the panel.
By the way, do you remember the old movie by what's his name? Steve Martin, by his name The Jerk.
Oh yeah.
When he was asked how you became so successful, how did you do that? He said, "Well, I was born a poor black child, and then I studied and I learned, and then I became a rich white kid." That's how he did it. Well, listen, the last the summit of U.S. and China, it showed Trump like a sophisticated beggar who was jumping and moving around Xi. He was trying to hold him in his hands, but he couldn't do it. So he was listening to every his word. He was trying to shake his hands as many times as possible. He was praising what this guy has so much wisdom, and he's just fantastic human beings and so on. Now, with all that flattery and hour and a half, what did America actually achieve on this meeting? Any signed documents, any joint press conference, just anything, just something. Give me something. Give me something. I need something. He didn't get anything. So how you can claim, like certain people on this network, that United States is a superpower based on what? On $38 trillion worth of debts? What else?
So the problem isn't that the U.S. So the U.S. is still a superpower. The problem is that we have a leader that is a chump, and that's where the problem is. The U.S. You're right, Sasha. We got nothing out of China. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He went over there and kowtowed. Oh yeah, we're gonna lower tariffs now on China. Why? Oh, because China said that they're gonna help with fentanyl. Yeah, okay, so that's what you got. That's really what you got. You got China claiming they're gonna help with fentanyl, and so now you're just gonna lower tariffs.
That's about all you got and everything like that. I do have a quick question for
that it's not a behavior of a superpower. to get nothing out of a meeting which was prepared for several weeks, if not months. And finally it's there, and he's got nothing, not single paper, not a communique, not a joint press conference or not joint press conference, nothing, absolutely nothing, plus nothing remains nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing plus nothing equals nothing. Steve, I got a question for you, and we've only got a few more minutes to go and everything along those lines. But you're running for office and you're doing all these other kind of things. I'm sure that you know protocol, and apparently Trump doesn't know protocol, because one of the things that I meant to bring up yesterday is that he kind of like did not salute when he was supposed to salute, and he did a lot of other things when he was in Japan that were not outside of protocol. So I'm thinking, when you go to like your campaigns, do you like try to study protocol? Because I'm thinking most people have to know the protocol when they're going to a place, but apparently Trump doesn't care.
It's funny that you mentioned that. We've got a situation going on right now. Protocol is very important. Sometimes you got to read, there's gray areas, right? So, for example, I've been really low-key about going to polls because this is the first year in 14 years that I'm out and about in the city elections. But there's one or two candidates, one in particular, that's really been upsetting people because she's there every day, just getting really aggressive and going in and really pushing herself, and it's really backfiring. So I think sometimes it's protocol in terms of how you carry yourself, making sure you're watching around. And I'm going to go today, but I'm just going to hang out with a few people I'm supporting, say hi, look relaxed. I'm not going to go out there unless someone asks me, hey, Steve, you're running for the commissioner office. So I think that's kind of thing. But yeah, Trump's thrown a lot of protocols out. I mean, hell, the West Wing of the White House was a really nice place, and he demolished it, saying he's going to create a ballroom. I mean, everything is just so unconventional. He's just disrupting traditional norms, which have been expected. And some people like it. I don't understand why, but anyway, yeah, protocol is important.
So I have a TV show recommendation on Netflix called The Diplomat, starring Kerry Russell from Felicity and from The Americans, and it's a great show because Kerry Russell plays the American ambassador to Great Britain who hates her job because of all the protocol. She's used to getting stuff done as a non-ambassador foreign service person, and she's pissed off all the time. There's all sorts of spy stuff going on. She gets made fun of because she doesn't wash her hair. Her hair is greasy. Usually the ambassador to Great Britain is somebody who donated $5 million to Trump or some shit, but she's actually like good at negotiating stuff. Anyway, the show is really kind of exciting and funny because you've got a character who hates all the bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
that bullshit that goes on and everything.
Thank you for letting me come in, and it's like I said, I'm kind of pacing myself, moving a little slow today. Trying to give me a long day tomorrow, but looking forward to a good day. So, thank you.
Yeah,
Steve, I guess before you head out, Mark, if you can bring up the thing I'm trying to share, because this is kind of a funny thing about what we were just talking about. We were talking about when you said, I got to be or I'm white. It's pretty funny. But so, Mark, if you could bring that up.
I'm trying to bring it up, and it's actually.
I want you to be Indian. I'll be white, and then I want you to be a black man.
Back there on the backside, he might have to bring it up as well.
Someone's gonna get me. They're gonna get me as like a pseudo.
All I have to do if I go to the tanning.
Don't roll this shit on Facebook, right? Oh my God, I just dropped it.
If I get a tan, I'm Hispanic. I can.
There we go.
Times in my life when I've been tan and lived in New Mexico, I was Latino.
There you go.
Remember the plan. 10 minutes in, 10 minutes out. You go for the vault, you're on security. From now on, we go by code names and wear these. You're Joe, I'm Donald, and you're Barack. Let's do it, guys.
This doesn't feel right.
What doesn't feel right?
It's different.
Or it doesn't fit properly?
He's black, and I'm white.
So?
I can't wear a black guy's face.
I didn't know you were racist.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's because I'm not racist.
Yeah, that's a little bit racist.
No, I'm not racist. I just don't want to offend black people.
Why do you keep whispering black?
Because they could hear me. If I put on the mask and step outside, The cops are gonna get me.
Jesus
Whoa.
Christ, that's racist.
What? If I wear the mask, I've got to paint my whole self brown?
No one said you have to do that.
That's so awful. That's so offensive. And it's going to take forever.
Okay, I've got another mask. It's not black. Just wear this.
Serious. It's Kim Jong-un. He's Asian, I think.
What do you mean?
I can't be going in there robbing a bank with an Asian accent. They're going to think I'm Asian and I'm not.
What accent?
You know. Give me your money.
You don't have to fucking do that.
I know. Fucking, I'm wearing the Barack mask.
This your car, mate?
See?
Only take a step outside the vehicle, all right?
I'm white.
Remember the plan. 10 minutes in, 10 minutes out. You go.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That was good.
Thank you guys. Have a good weekend. Happy Halloween. I'm going to join being a white man.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna be white, you be white, and we're gonna make money finally.
And on that note, we're all going to get out of here. That was funny and everything like that. Get on out of here.
All right. Good weekend, everybody. Enjoy the shutdown.